It's the first day of the third month, year 2018. We say once again good morning and welcome to the Daybreak Show, Citizens Forum on Rock City 101.9 FM here in the city of Abeokuta, the voice of the people. Yes, the MSMEs, they call it, that's the medium, small, and micro economy. Very important in growing what is also called the local economy anywhere in the world. Who are this group of people? These are the ones just want to you just want to look as if they are peasants, the ones in a data market, the ones who are just who have just opened a shop by the roadside, or somebody who has what is also called cottage industry, or in the local parlance to be the one we call one man business, so to say. Well, this group of people, as small, minute as they may look or sound, that's why they say small, medium, and macroeconomy are very, very important. Very, very important. One plus one becomes two. One plus one could not stay at one. So you need to take that step before you can move forward. However, there are different challenges facing this group of people. Well, the truth is government has come up with different financial policy trying to encourage these people, try to encourage this sector to grow, also identifying the fact that this group of businessmen and women are equally very important. But how effective has these policies been? Go to a data market, for instance, and ask majority of those who sells there if they've been able to assess all these government policy in terms of loan, in terms of what they call enabling environment to enable them grow their business. The answer you get will be shocking and disappointing. Why is this so? Is it that people do not really understand these policies, or is it that these policies are not accurately being implemented, or is it that these policies themselves are just what one can describe as paper policies that cannot fly and give us results that is there? Well, a lot of reasons could be said to have been the cause, and different things could have also been adduced as being the effect or consequences of this. This and many more surrounding growing the MSMEs in the country. Well, here in the state, that's what we'll be looking at on the Citizens Forum this morning. Dele Ayodo is my name.
And I am Toby Joseph. We are being joined this morning on the show to look at this issue by a banker and a financial expert in the person of Alhaji Waheed Lawal Adeoye. You're welcome to the Daybreak Show. All right, let's go straight to it. Alhaji Lawal. First, for the sake of those who have a full understanding and grasp of MSMEs, let us try to define who they are, the category they fall into when we talk about business, and of course, the importance in growing the economy.
Thank you very much. MSME is a subsector of the economy and it's very important. And the government, day to day, always realize this, and that is why they've been doing a lot in that subsector. I remember the issue of assistance to this sector started as far back as 1977 when Central Bank set up ACGSF, Agri Credit Guarantee Scheme Fund, in 1977 with initial capital of 100 million naira. And in 2001, the Bankers Committee Forum set up what was referred to as SMEs. SMEs, the banking industry agreed to set part of their profit after tax, 10%, as contribution into it. It was to assist small enterprise. And also in 2009, Central Bank set up another one, commercial agreed scheme, CACS, with 200 billion. 2013, this MSMEDF came on board as part of intervention fund. About 220 billion was set aside. This was to recognize the importance of that subsector, micro, medium, micro,
Medium,
small,
small, and micro
and micro
enterprise.
enterprise. Very important. And also to bridge the gap, that gap, huge financing gap that is required to propel that subsector. And that is the most important thing about it.
To you, you are in this field. Do you think this has been successful? We want to particularly localize this. Like I said, we have interviewed and spoken with so many people in all those local markets. That's like Sabo market, Olodo market. Do you think these policies have gotten down to this group of people?
Yes, yes. If you see the the analysis of those who had benefited from it, to agree that it had really got to them. It might not be all. I think the problem we're having is education about it. Like you said, local market seller at Adaton or Kuto market might not know about it. Maybe majority of them, so many of them are not aware of the benefit. The MSME there we are talking about has two components, the commercial and the developmental. The commercial carry about 90% of the fund, while the developmental carry only 10%. And under developmental, we have grants, we have administrative costs and capacity building and all that. But the commercial that carry about 90% has to go with agricultural value chain. And under the agricultural value chain as specified by CBN, we have agriculture, services, cottage industries, artisan, trade and commerce, and other businesses that could bring income. If you are under this category, you have opportunity to access that loan.
Now let's look at the youth category.
Okay.
So many times focus has always been directed towards this group of Nigerians that we have so many of them who will tell you they have ideas on productivity, how to develop an industry or a business of their own. But many times too, these ideas are being ends there because of the difficulty or outright inability to access the so-called growth facility in these banks. Why is this so? And what can this group of Nigerians do when they have such ideas?
I think one of the problems there, like I said, is that the education is not enough, or the advert.
Education on whose part? Is it
on,
the young man who has the idea of what to do?
If we are talking about masses, the youth is part of it. Majority of them, they are not well educated about it, I think. But this program, that is why I commend this program, will educate some of the people that are not fully aware of it. They are only hearing about it, but they don't know. Like, to assess, what you just need to do is to prepare your plan, your statement. You assess how much you need to propel your business or to start it. Then, afterward, you meet your banker. You meet your banker, you give the analysis. They also access it. If it's possible, they visit your site. They look at the business you want to do or that you want to raise. Then they also come out with their own statement. Then the next thing is to assess the loan.
Now, the issue of repaying these loans has always been a major challenge, especially as regards the percentage at which many of these youth who have acquired some kind of skill and want to venture into a kind of business get to pay through their loans. What are the percentages in these different categories that this youth can benefit from, considering the fact that many of them are just starting baby steps, so to speak, so that the percentage will not even push them out of the business they are trying to start?
I think for this loan is the lowest. MSMEDF is the lowest, single digit, about 9%. And for micro, you can access up to, for micro business, you can access up to 500,000. For small and medium, you can access maximum of 50 million. When they assess your business, it could be 5 million that they will advance, it could be 10, it could be 20, but maximum about 50 million. For micro, you will have to repay within a year. For small and medium, it's for a duration of 36 months, that is 3 years. And that is just it.
Now, is this also available for startups?
For startup, yes. Yes.
So how do you assess a business that is yet to start up? For you to
Yeah. How do you?
That is why we said your proposal will be submitted to your banker. Your banker will visit your site and look at your vis-a-vis your proposal. There are experts there. They could assess and agree on how you start and how much you could assess.
Now, there are so many support programs that governments in Sena climes set up to assist business startups, especially those who are emerging entrepreneurs. Do we have that here in the States or even in the country?
Yes, we have it. Like under this MSMEDF, we have anchor borrower, in which those who want to start business, they form a cooperative group and write their proposal. About 40% of the fund, 220 billion, is earmarked for anchor borrower, ABP. So through that, that group can assess that loan.
No, apart from accessing the loan.
Okay.
All right. It's about being there with you every step of the way, training you with leadership, talking about leadership training, money management skills, personnel management, bringing your ideas and creativity to life. All this kind of step-by-step support by experts who are paid by the government to provide this kind of training to those who are beneficiaries of this package.
Yes, thank you. There is. That is why we said 90% of that fund is meant for commercial, while 10% is meant for developmental. And under that developmental is that training and all that.
Now let's look at this commercial you talk about. I suppose that commercial will include the butchers, the pepper sellers, Ewedu sellers, and all these group of people. I know that there have been community that you have to form a cooperative to get all these things, but the reality remains that these cooperatives still have to be nursed by somebody who is knowledgeable about it. That's one. They still have to go through a process that many of them have attempted to assist. Some of them, you discover that cumbersome and all these things. So how can these policies really get through to these people with ease without much sweat before getting it done for them?
Thank you very much. Let's make it clear. I did not say to accept that loan, you go through cooperative. I said there is a wing.
No, I know what I'm saying. I know that what government is doing to encourage them.
So as an individual,
or groups,
if you want to access MSMEDF loan, you don't need to form cooperative. What you need to do is just to submit your proposal to your banker. Let him know.
So if my mother sells pepper in the market today, she can approach the bank.
The bank.
Any bank or the microfinance one.
It could be bank, that is a
commercial banks.
It could be microfinance bank. It could be.
She can just walk in and then.
Yes. Particularly a bank, the bank that she's using.
Yes.
Yes. But a bank, microfinance bank, cooperatives, some of these specialized banks like Bank of Industry, Bank of Agriculture, and all that.
and then she can
access it.
yes,
Yes.
well, I hope that is a practical thing. Some of you who are in the book sector will look at it from the books, so to say. But when it gets to the open, there's a different story
In
to be
practice,
told. In practice,
but
yes,
I think, like I said, I think there's a gap. That gap is some of us out there, we are not so much knowledgeable about it, though we are hearing, but we are not curious. We are not ready to find out how does it go, how do
yeah,
we do
if
it.
really it's operates.
That's the problem.
All right, here's Daybreak Show Citizens Forum this morning, looking at growing the MSMEs, a very vital sector of our economy this morning, and we have our financial analyst banker with us, Alhaji Waheed Adeoye Lawal. Yes, we'll take messages on the different platform 32120. That's for the short code. Just type ROCK first, leave a space, type your message question on what we are looking at. We're just trying to see if truly all these government policies are working, getting down to where it should. 32120. And for the Twitter handle is at Rock City FM. The Facebook page is also there. Facebook Rock City 101.9 FM radio. That's the Facebook page for you to access. And of course, straight on, let's have you participate on the telephone lines. We'll take your messages as they come. Don't worry, just keep sending them as they come. We'll attend to them. 08098687344 and 09091469670 for the telephone number. Just
Yes, like the caller from is it
the chamber.
Nasima, the chamber,
I don't know. I just
that
suspect
is
it's
very difficult to access. I will employ, because from his analysis or comment, he did not mention that somebody has accessed it from there. I will employ him to encourage somebody to access it. And if there is any difficulty, can just walk into Central Bank here, Dr. Branch here, to report. DFD, Development Finance Department. There's an office there, Development Finance. You can walk in there and report
and
that
report.
bank. Yes.
That would be interesting. So you can
Yes.
just go there and
Yes.
report your banker. Or
Yes, because the facility is there and there's no bottleneck at all.
okay.
All right, let's quickly add this tweet. Adolani Robert tweeted this. The various interventions of the CBN, such as MSME, AADS, all these ensure that people at the grassroots, farmers, artisans, and etc., open accounts to be able to access the loan and are brought into the formal financial services system to reap benefits. If government's argument for the existence of public sector bank is banking for all, then the least they can do is restrict them to retail banking and MSME banking with loan exposure limits of one credit. Otherwise, BIS, as usual, shows the true intentions of political ruling class. The ownership of all government shares must be out in a trust owned by the government and let to be managed by a board on a transparent basis. These banks have done a lot of good in the past, including supporting MSMEs and huge dividends to governments. They need to be managed better. MSMEs are backbone of economy of each district of country, and five uh, plus MSMEs units lying idle under banks. Other banks' possession due to dirty NPA system of banks. Government, financial regulators, and banks must revive this MSME unit by constructive thoughts. All right, I hope you understand that.
Some of these write-up happen to be common, but the only one that I think I need to talk about is that people might want to be dubious and have access to so many loans. There is what is called CRMS now, Credit Risk Management System, in which we have about 3 credit bureaus that limit your access to loan to just one. So you cannot access one loan in GTB and run to Stanbic IBTC that you want to access another loan. Immediately they put your name, your BVN will bring out all your loan commitments.
But don't people beat the system?
It's not. We have not recorded that.
Are you sure people don't have loan to pay in a bank and yet they secure another facility in another bank?
It may be in the past, not now. There is CRMS and
it's
fully working.
Since when?
It's fully working since 2010.
2010.
Yes, and it's working. Credit bureau system.
Maybe since the arrival of this BVN thing. So
BVN has really helped that bureau, and it's working.
Okay.
Come. You said you don't agree with me, but you have said about 3-4 things that I said here, and you say you don't agree with me. Number one,
I think it's talking specifically of this thing getting down.
Number one, you said they should pass through cooperative. I think I mentioned it here. That cooperative is one of the area where they can access this loan, and it is like that. You said the campaign is not enough. I think I mentioned it here. Like you said, you sent proposal to the state government. When we are talking about MSMEDF, it's not state government. You might
no, that's it. I think his own proposal is about his own.
Now, I'm very happy that you said you are a certified microfinance banker of Central Bank. If you are telling us that it's not working, I think your microfinance bank is one of the problems, because microfinance bank is one of the sources where they can.
He's not an operator yet. That's what I heard.
He's not an operator yet.
He only has the license to operate.
So, in a nutshell, what we need to do is what Rock City is doing by creating awareness about it. And two, for those who don't have bank account and all that, cooperative is another source that they can access this MSMEDF.
There are messages?
All right, keep sending your messages to 32120. Type rock, leave a space, type your message, include your name, and send to 32120.
All right, we have somebody.
Good. The loan is a single-digit interest loan, 9%. All other costs inclusive. Then two, for micro, they said it is a farm that you can access up to 500,000. Up to 500,000, that is maximum. It could be 50,000, it could be 100, depending on what you want to do. And they will also look at it vis-a-vis your turnover, your profit, so that they will know that within a year you can repay. And that is just it. I'm not an operator.
Okay.
Not my loan.
Let's add this call to it.
And that is why it is called intervention fund. You know, it is intervention fund. And the assurance is that where you are going to access is either your bank, cooperative, or microfinance bank, who the government believe that will know you more and better. And before you access the loan, they will also assess what you are going to embark on and ensure that you are going to repay. And that's just it.
Okay. Hello. This is what we are saying now. This is somebody who just called from the typical market and saying this about a program that's supposed to have been on for over 8 years now. Also, and yet it says many of them are not aware. So those who have said this is an elitist thing, many of these things being said are just for the academics. They are just policies. Are they not justified? Are they not right from this?
They are not. They are not. I think the problem is our attitude. Our attitude, like what's his name, Jamiu Ago, like he was talking. If you see his countenance, you know that he's one of the people that always like to avert loan.
No, you can't. Don't let us. That's an assumption. Don't let us think along that line. He just talk about his ignorance.
But whether we like it or not, we have some of even our friends who don't want loan. No, I don't want to.
Don't do that. That is cultural tradition with us. And even
You get
myself,
it.
we are scared of saying,
You get it. You get it.
Moloyawo,
You get what I'm
and
trying to say. That's what
they
I'm
are
trying
coming
to
after me and all those
That's
ones.
what I'm trying to say. And if you have that in view, the possibility for you to be curious, if you have such attitude, the possibility for you to be curious about any loan is zero, because you don't want to know, you know. So some of the market women we are talking about that we are saying they are not aware that is this attitude, you know.
All right, yes, Daybreak Show, Rock City 101.9 FM. We'll be back and we'll still have with us the banker, financial analyst, looking at growing the MSMEs. I'm happy people like Jamil keep listening. We'll be back after the 10 o'clock news. Know that you are still there listening to all the voice of the people, Rock City 101.9 FM, broadcasting from the radio house in Abeokuta, the capital city of Okuta. Yes, citizens forum this morning we are looking at growing the MSMEs, very important sector in the economy, the medium, small, and micro enterprise of our economy. We have with us a banker, financial analyst, Alhaji Waheed Adeoye Lawal. Before that break, we have an unfinished business with Jamil Agoro, who wants to know, and then from the position calling right inside the Adaton market, why the thing has not been popular within people in that market or around that area. What should they do?
Yes, he also requested for the rundown that it's not too clear, that you want us to do a rundown of the whole thing. Mr. Jami Aguro, the MSMEDF is a fund, intervention fund by the central bank or by the government, and it's meant for micro, small, medium development, enterprise development of a thing. Is a fund that will house 220 billion intervention fund, and the money is categorized in two forms: commercial carries about 90% of the fund, and developmental 10%. Under that commercial, the eligibility as stipulated by CBN has to be agricultural value chain, under which we have agriculture, services, cottage industries, artisan, trade and commerce, and any income generating business. If you are within that those services, you can access the loan. The loan is meant to show the importance of that subsector and to impact on the huge financial gap required by that sector. And the objective include enhancing assets by MSMEs, increase productivity and output of micro enterprises, increase employment and create wealth, and engender economic growth. The benefit to the general public is job creation. Job creation. When you have a business that you want to start, what you need to do is just write the proposal or the plan or statement, meet your banker, explain and submit it. They will also assess it based on what you need for that business or to grow the business, and you assess the loan. It's just the fund is there.
Okay, so we go back, we reopen, we go back and take calls. Zero
Messages. This one says the scheme is not designed for organizations like cooperative societies. My cooperative society approached the CBN for a loan, but it's inaccessible. Yevi is making that claim. I've expended over 44 million naira on the pure water project machines and land since 2017. My visit to BOI was a failure. They said I put the cart before the horse. So what do I do? The machines are idle and I'm also idle. I need loan intervention. Biola Labi from Elega sent in that. I think this morning's discussion should be aired on your Bangwalawa or other Yoruba programs for us, for the Yalojas to consume. Mrs. Bossede of Basson sent this message from Odon Shugo. I have applied for 5 million naira loan from BOA since 2016 with all documents with them, but telling us that they do not have money since early 2016. Please, what steps can I take now to access the loan? Mr. Ojo from Abeokuta sent that one. I am Dele from Ashero. Why is it difficult for our resource persons to admit to the fact that these opportunities are not being exploited because of lack of awareness by the target people? The attitude of the people cannot be solely blamed because they access other means uh, and local lenders. All right, you want to
From
react?
Yeah.
from the last
Message.
message, I think we said it here that he still needs awareness and advert. Then to other one like Biola Alabi said he procured machine and what you need to do if you are having issue concerning it, report to the nearest central bank, development finance department. You find an office there, just report. It to be resolved. For Yemi, who said he wanted to access through cooperative, and if that cooperative is not doing the right thing, it might be difficult. But what you can do is to report to the nearest central bank within that city, development finance department or development finance office there, and you find a way.
Okay. Well, for the person who talked about Bank of Industry, who tried to set up a
And that
I mentioned it. I said he purchased the machine and all
yeah,
that.
for
So
Yeah,
you should
that
report to
they-
the nearest CBN
okay.
because that loan doesn't have all the bottleneck and all that.
at the BOI.
Yes, if they are not doing the right thing, it's likely that something happened. Maybe
He said
don't
they told me I
the
put
process
the cart before
before the
the horse.
horse. That's the problem.
Maybe he started the business without
But
consulting.
they're supposed to
Even at that, should that be an
they're
issue?
supposed to put him through. But if they are not doing that, you can report to the RSCBN, Development Finance Office or Department.
All right, let's add this to it. This one is from Daniel Liasu. What are the requirements for a cooperative society to access this loan?
Cooperative society to access is the normal thing. The cooperative society has its own banker. When you submit your proposal, your cooperative society will meet your bank. Why we are talking of cooperative society is because you might have about 4, 5, 6 people within the cooperative that want to access it. So they will take all the proposal to the bank, who will now give them, show them
Process it.
the process, and that's all.
All right, Yemi Phillips Da Vinci says, I agree with Alhaji Lawal about lack of enlightenment being one of the reasons people are not accessing loans. However, I see the lack of knowledge as part of a bigger problem of lack of business skills. A lot of people have the technical skills or knowledge but lack the business skills to run a business. Part of business development skills is knowing where to access cheap funds to grow the business, including loans. When people say youth should take up entrepreneurship, it is always funny to me because most of these people don't have the knowledge nor emotional capacity to be good entrepreneurs. Okay,
Go back to the telegram.
let's take more of the calls. 080.
Allow me, Lekon. I want to make a point clear now that I'm not representing CBN here. I'm an analyst. I'm not
Neither is he
representing
represented any operator.
any of the. So it's the knowledge I have about it because I know, and that is what we are sharing. That I should go and campaign at the market or it's not my duty. But I think since we started, people have been calling, and majority of them they know about MSMEDF, but what they don't know is how to assess,
No,
and that is what we are doing.
let me pick something from what he said,
All right.
Gafra.
Okay.
What he's trying to say is, if the program has been a success,
Okay.
if many people are exposed to it and have tried that, somebody should have called to testify that yes, I did it and this is the benefit, or I got this. from all these things we have been saying. So he's like calling for somebody to testify that indeed all these things works.
That is aware.
Yes.
Okay. Like for
let's attend to the call. Okay. Hello. Sorry, we'll come back.
hello.
He's gone.
In addition to that, I'm happy that you mentioned that about 80 customers from your bank had accessed CBN various intervention funds. But correction, I'm not DFO official. I've not even worked in that office before.
We are just starting from his knowledge in the financial sector and having worked in the bank before. Of course, from what you have said. Hello, somebody. You know he understands the terrain. Morning. Thank you.
So when you are planning to commercial bank, these are profit-oriented banks, unlike what central bank has introduced. So you should not have any fear in assessing.
This is an intervention
Yes,
for
intervention
the MSMEs,
Yes,
medium, small, and micro entrepreneurs, subsectors. Okay.
All right, let's quickly add this tweet and get your reaction. This is from Akorede Camille. Do you assist people to get good business ideas before obtaining loans? I have noticed that contrary to what most people think, capital is not the greatest challenge of starting a business, but the business idea itself. Yemi Phillips once again, I think the government is doing well by introducing this fund for MSMEs. However, I think they need to employ more hands that will go to cooperative levels and teach people business development and management skills on a regular basis. Or better still, use Rocks their platform. If we are serious about growing the economy, we must build our MSMEs to offer world-class goods and services that are exportable. These small companies that have 20 to 50 employees are our best shot. According Camille, if you have capital but no solid business idea in place, then there is a huge probability that you will end up wasting your resources by investing in a business that wouldn't bring you attractive returns. Yemi Phillips, Alhaji Lawal, is the fund available for an information technology based startup?
yes, yes. That is where services is that's why services.
So service providers can get it, not just
part of it.
Part
of it. And for Akorede, that to develop a business plan for you have to bring your idea to bear. You have to sit down, think, formulate your idea, your business plan, and that is what you submit to your bank or microfinance.
All right, let's get back to the calls. 080 I have applied for 5 million naira loan from the Bank of Agriculture for my poultry business since 2016 with all documents with them, but telling us that they do not have money since 2016.
Hello, okay, let's take this. Hello.
And then since 2016, and they've been telling him that they cannot, that they don't have the facility.
Yes, he mentioned he has applied for loan, but he did not mention MSME.
So there's a difference between what we are saying and commercial loans. We are not talking about commercial loan. Hello, somebody is on. Hello.
So I said I should have gotten the land and built a factory first and approach BOI for the purchase of equipment for me. What kind of intervention is that? By God's grace, the project will take off soon without their name. That's Viola Labi from Lagos.
I think the one who said, who said BOI.
But the loan might not be MSME. Maybe he requested for loan to build this small industry.
Industrial loan. Okay, not MSME. Hello, somebody there, yes.
For micro,
small and medium enterprises. Do you understand? It's different from those conventional loan from commercial bank. Is to bridge that huge financial gap.
Hello, somebody. Yes, you are on. Does the import and export fall into that category?
Trade and commerce.
So it does not fall into the MSMEs.
That's under trade and commerce.
Okay, so we are right now. Just do you have a message to add to
No,
it so that we can take them together?
no, that is all.
All right.
I will just implore our people to access that loan. It's there, it's free, it's for job creation.
All right. Thank you, everybody. I hope you've been able to make a positive impact into your ideas, into your mind this morning. Daybreak Show, Rock City 101.9 FM, Thursday edition, Citizens Forum, the final for this week. Well, interestingly, the first for the month. Tomorrow, let's keep the debate on the open day segment. Dele Ayodo is my name. I say God bless you all. God bless Nigeria and God bless Rock City.
Thank you, Alhaji Lawal, for honoring our
You're
invitation.
welcome.
We appreciate your input this morning. I am Tobi Joseph. Happy New Month once again.